Okay, now this is a continuation from other videos, um, experimental, you know, videos I've been making of everything I've been doing, experimenting of what direction I wanted to take with this project. Um, what I have in line right now, I have many, many errors, right? It's basically telling me the component on this wheel is missing. Which wheel is this one? Well, I think I'm sort of starting things from the top. Let me go up here and put it into play before I, scramble things up a bit and then nobody understands what I'm talking about. Basically, I made a duplicate of this front wheel and I made a left one. But obviously, what has happened is that I then realized I made a mistake, so I went back in there and then I added this rigid body. Then I set it up, so I froze it. Now, with this in mind, this rotating right now is a wheel that I set up here, and I put the component here that's a script which is running it now, but obviously it's running in the wrong direction. This may need just another correction on its own. And another thing is that it's not going faster. This means that the setup I have on the slider is not correct. So that's another thing to fix as well. However, if you was following me in the other videos, experimental videos, you would see, where I came to end up on this stage. And I still need to go back and finish these and make them into 4 wheels, and then maybe we can gather these 4 wheels with these 2 motors, which is known as a DIM DS, dual induction motor drive shaft. That's what it is. I am just simulating it here. This is just a simulation of the braking system, the intelligent braking system. There's a lot more I'm going to put below on the blog itself. So with that, so let's continue. So let's solve this problem. What it's saying, missing component exception, and there is no rigid body, right? Like I said before, there's a rigid body on this prefab here, this component, this wheel. There's no rigid body on there. But the best way to do is to sort of stop this and go on to this one. We add a rigid body on here since it's got the script already. Let's take a look. Yeah, it's got the script already. And just to make sure we're in the right thing, there's a left front sports car tire. Okay, we can change that to whatever we want, but in the meantime I'm just making it a sport car tire. I can change that later and that, so let's not kill time on that. What we want is to clear all these errors that it looks like this. So looking at this again, on this component there is no rigid body. On the other one, well, that's what the error was telling us. The other one here we have has got rigid body, and I froze that rigid body just to show you what happened. If you don't freeze it here, you will get this sort of thing happen. Just look at here carefully. The tire fell off. I'll start that again just in case it was too quick. Right, the tire is going to fall down. Again, look, the tire fell down, but you can see as the tire is going down there, it's falling. So what is happening with this tire is doesn't have a rigid body. That's why it's falling down when you take that off. So to make it stand, we freeze this. To make it not fall, we freeze this position, its position up, and we do this again. We play it again so we can see what it will look like in the play mode. Now it's rotating, but this can easily be fixed. Now let's talk about why it's rotating at this point. it's rotating at this point because I set each wheel at this point to have this, 10.0 of a float on this variable. So that's our rigid body. It is called in this area, and then the function and the forces that are added onto it are used in this area here. Now, however, I made a slider for one, and I've also typed out the sliders I'm going to make, because I'm going to make 4 of those wheels. And out of those 4 of those wheels, I'm going to add some more components onto it and make it live, and then see how it is actually going to function from this point on. Right. With that, then we go back. I hope I was clear that the reason why it's rotating. For instance, if I had to put zeros here, let me just do that. So let's put zeros here at this point. So I'm not really sure which variable it is. It's not necessary to know what it is, but after this it will know anyway, because we've got to try and fix that. Here, let's compile on this corner. Right. Finish compiling. Come on. Right. Now, obviously, this is what we're trying to fix. So let's just go back onto here. Let it play. Now, look at that. It's no longer rotating like that because we put it onto 0. There are 2 wheels here. I haven't moved the other one as yet. They are both this front wheel and that one are still on the same position. So I need to move the other one. The other one rotate it the other way. Whichever, then I'll choose which one I want in the front, which one I want in the back, and I can make another set for the 4. So we got 4 of them, and we can see all 4 of them make 4 sliders, and we hook it up that way so that this project looks like it's going somewhere, basically. Now, what I will add to this is also the sliders. Now, as you can see on the sliders here, it's also showing some errors. That some input is going there. As you can see, look, that is exactly what's happening on the inputs, and it's pretty slow because it has not really been set up. So to set this up so that it doesn't cause any trouble, we'll come over here. Where have we got this? Go into the slider boy here. Instead of setting up to 1, we're going to ramp it up to 200. I'm going to use numbers, and while that's set up, I'm going to go back. I've chosen that because that's a front right. The R is for right. Adjust mode, which is adjust, which is a slider. So let's go back into it again. Right. Probably will go a bit faster now. As you can see, it's going to pick up and go a bit faster because we added some variables into it. And then when you go back to stop it, it's not exactly going to stop. See, it's going to take its time, but we don't want to really is to take its time. So we go back into the front one that we're talking about. Then we adjust the drag because we want to stop in sort of instant. I'll put like if that's the drag on that, I can end up putting just 1 or something like that. But let's see how this is what I normally put, and it slows it down, reasonably. So let's see again what it's going to do. Let's save this. Okay, and then we try again. Okay, let's see. It's going to rotate the wrong way anyway, obviously, but I want it to stop straight away. When we can go and adjust that in the it's stopping reasonably, but if we want it to sort of stop instantly, we're gonna have to keep sort of adjusting the drag again, and go drag. Where are you? You are here. I'm gonna put about 1 here. 1.0, something like that, so we can get a good angle of drag. And we go here, we put more power into this. I'll put 250 for instance. Put 250 on the wheel. Just go play around with the numbers until you get it right. Alright, so there we go. We are here. Okay. Now, seeing where we are with this, yeah, it's saved. Let's see what it's gonna do now. I just wanna make sure it stops a lot, doesn't have a lot of drag on it. Let's see. It's got more power, as you can see, but obviously when I go there, it must stop. That's it, straight away. That's it. That's like the brakes now, you see. So what it is there's power in this blue motor, which is possibly going forward, and then there is, when you stop it, there's no more power put into it, and then it stops. But we're going to work on that later on, what we're going to do to drive this wheel about forward and back, or what we're going to do with it. That's something else to come afterwards. For now, we continue to try and solve this problem with these errors. I sort of come into the middle because I found myself working and I wasn't recording it. So all the other stuff I had done, I'm not going to go back. That's why I explained what I'd done. I imported all these wheels to it and I did this. You see, that sort of thing all together. So, you know, that's why I explained everything of what I'd already done. I mean, now here, this a label adjust front right, which is this front right motor, front right motor, then motor 1, then this is going to be motor 2. However, we're going to add some things into the project as it goes along. So I'm currently hoping that I will have put some more things to work with it so that things sort of square up and look good and look like as if it's meant to do what it's meant to do. Right. With that, I'll take us back into the code. We got this script in here, which is running this. We have gone into the script and we adjusted that. Now, what I was looking at here is that this script here doesn't have, this component here, left front sport wheel sport car tire, doesn't have a rigid body on it. So this we simply just add a rigid body. Okay, because I did that, might actually take it off because I had it in play. You need to add this while you haven't got it in gameplay. While you haven't got it in gameplay, play that. You need to add the rigid body. Okay, we've added the rigid body. There's again, if we do, there is a rigid body, so if we don't freeze it here again, it is going to fall. Now, this is not this other tire that was falling, it's this tire here. As you remember the last time, this tire that's now on there, we froze it. That's why it's not falling. Now that we added the rigid body on this tire here, because it was this one, now that one is now falling. So what we need to do so it stops falling, we need to do the same thing. Freeze this one, then we play it again. No wheel should be falling at this point. No wheel should be falling at this point. Yeah, there's no wheel falling, and that's still doing that. Now, what we're going to do with this is we're going to get around to separating these wheels and positioning them. Then we can continue to make the other slider for this one and things like that. Or we can, the trick is we just duplicate this and then carry on like that so it doesn't confuse anybody. So let's crack on with that. It's froze now. We need to go back into the code first of all, and let's just save this. See, I want to come back and say, look, after adding that rigid body, this is looking good and smart. There's no errors. It's doing what it's meant to be doing. So if we go into the code, tell you why this is there. This is in here in the code. See what we have here, this part here that's saying debug log slider values, just giving you the value of what the slider is doing up. So that's about 37 instance of it, of the slider. So let's go back and just clear this, and then we'll go back into here and we play it and just see what happens. It's in play mode. There's no information on the console, but the moment the slider starts working, look at that. It's giving you how many instances it has, how many times it has gone there, and it stopped nicely with the drag that we adjusted there. Now, if we go into this other, component, you see that the drag is 1. This one is 0.01. This one has not been adjusted, and this wheel is not running because there's no slider for it. So we're going to add a slider on that on that wheel, right? With this in mind, because this code is already set up to sort of take on two adjusters. See, adjuster for motor 2 and motor 1. What I might do on this is might actually say front right. So things are in exactly where we want. Front left. So we're not gonna be confused, because the difference in the front one goes forward in the value. The force is forward, and then in the motor 2 it reverses the motor. So with that in mind, one is forward, one is going reverse to brake. So that's what's happening here at this point. And without no further confusion, this part now, which is for the motor 2, right, is what adds the force into the wheel. And yeah, and this part to extend the wheel, it is called on there. And that's basically what it is, because we made two components. We made a component of it. It still uses this because we duplicated this wheel over here. This one we duplicated to that one. Now, like I said, there's some things that need adjusting. Stuff like this, we need to put a 1 here, 0.0 on there, so that it works almost like the other one. And then we need to add another slider on here. So we copy these two and we duplicate them. Now what we're going to do, instead of we put that as a label, right, but we put a left here, so it knows it's a left motor label, right? And then here we're going to put a left again there, which is going to make it a left motor adjuster. Now the good part with motor left adjuster is that it's been made a duplicate, right? And what is happening is that since I'd already typed out the code on it, it's just going to put this part into it. It's going to be called the moment I set up the sliders here. So let's set up this slider as we go. We want this to be motor 2, so put it below. And we want this label up here to come down as well. It's been sitting there, but you wouldn't be able to tell it because it's sitting exactly in front of the other one, or at the back of it, because it's a duplicate of it. So put left here. So now this actually shows up that it's a left, and if we really want, we can make that in red text to make things a bit exciting. Yeah, I think let's do that. Let's just get the other label as well, and we just put that red text as well, so we know that it's one wheel. Then other wheel might put another color, for instance. So this is where things are standing at the moment. But with the plan in mind that we will be putting another adjuster, I would move this slightly down, move the label also slightly down, move that label about there, and move the adjuster below it just to about fitting there. Looks something like that. So that's where we are with this. So let's now set up this adjuster here. So what we do is that's the left adjuster. However, here it's saying it's on the right. However, sometimes it works. I don't know why in the code, but to be on the safe side, because it's already got the driver script in there, which is this one on here where the mouse is. I wouldn't really trust it if I want things to work properly, because some other instance, others just use this and the thing. But it's good to do things in a logical sense. The logical sense I'm talking about is this is saying RF there, which means right front, right front, right, and left front is the other one here, left front. So what we want to do is we've already set up the right front. We want to set up the left front. So let's take the left front, throw it on here. Then we set up this one, the wheel drive, and it's for the motor 2. In the motor 2, we want to get the slider L2. I think I didn't label that L2 well. So, but anyway, it's go left here. There you go. Let me go and put motor 2 on the left slider here, so things can highlight themselves a lot better. So we go on the adjuster. We had already put that correctly. We corrected that, and there you go. It's got motor 2 in there. It's good to label things in a logical sense so it's easy to find it. So there we go. We got this piece in there, and what I have now is I should have this other controlling the other side of the motor. But however, when you go into the game mode, you see two tires in one. But that's not what it is. There's actually should be another tire the other end. But to get rid of this problem, I want to set up this other tire. See? So what do we do with this area? We sort of hold the Alt key and sort of tilt things about a bit so we know. Can you see the tire there? Let's go again. Right, let's do that things out a bit so we can take the things out of there. So now that we know the angle is about 90, we start moving. Which one are we moving? Yeah, this one that I'm moving out here. Let's do it together anyway. Let's rather do it together on there. I don't want to move it so separate from the others as well. Let me make a duplicate of them too. Right, because they must go together. Make the duplicate of those. So what we do is move those. I know others will do it another way. Now go to the left wheel, and I'll move the left wheel as well, like that. Alright, and then what I'll do, because I wanted that 90 degrees, just almost similar to that there, like that. And I will sort of say motor. Let's go to this. Let's just grab that's the one there. We grab this and then move them all together like that. And to rotate them, that's not a big deal as long as we rotate in this. That's a 90 degrees. What we want is, let me see, 180. No, doesn't like that. Let's get 180, 370. That's about 370, 270. Yeah, that's more like it. 270. What's this one? How can we get it the same now here? So if I put like 70 here, or should it be 100? That's too much. It was 90, about 80. Is that about right? 80. If you ask me, it doesn't look quite right. Let's see. That. Let's push it this way. How's that? Okay. Now, we're either gonna do this and then rotate. That's rotating the whole thing, isn't it? So we don't want to rotate the whole thing. What we want to do is just rotate this value here. I want to bring it this way. Guess it doesn't really matter. It's not moving now. Let's see. 360. And what about minus 270? Yes, minus 270 sort of does it. But the motors are not looking that good. Let's just undo that. Let's leave the motors out for now. Leave the motors out. Let's just talk about this one. Where is it now? Just trying to reverse it. There's a way to do it, obviously. If you come on here, I don't really like to do things this way. That's the wrong one. And to grab hold of that's not the other one as well. This one you want. Obviously, there's a way to do it this way, but I don't think this can actually get things in the direction you wanted. See? But what you want to do is take it right round. Right round there. And we come on here, way back a little, so it's not too close. It's not too far either. see, something like that. Then what we do, grab these two motors again. What's the angle on this? How do I rotate that? It's 188. That's 88 on rotation on for that one. That's 88. So let's take this and put it at 88. That one too. We come here, we type 88. Doesn't like it. Let's see again. What about 180? There you go. Kind of likes that, doesn't it? And let's take that together and pull it back. Alright, once that's pulled back, I wanted to push this in slightly. Pull this backwards a little. I'm not too sure why it's looking like that, but it's meant to be sort of in the middle of this one. Let's pull it back again. Right. So these are two motors there. They've been set up. Now, if we go back into here, we now got our two motors set up. Don't kind of like the angle of this one, because it's not like the other one. What's the angle we have on here? 88. So what should this be? Let's put 88 on here, minus 88. How's that? Maybe take it down a bit, because it's going like that more on that side. So about if we go 70. I go 70, 75. Something like that, 75, and take it down a little. Alright. These two angles, they are 10. What we got on that one? What angle is here? It's 10. I just take it. Alright, each one of them is not moving the same. See this to try and do that. Then we take this red one up. Kind of messy to set it up, honestly. It's not one of my best way to wanna set it up this. Okay. So we got that there. Right. This motor will now be sort of front left. Front left. Take off that. Let's put this here as well as front left. Front right. I mean front right. There you go. Then this one here. No, these are all front left motors. What am I saying? Front left, that's what they are. Then up here we'll put front right for these motors. Front right. There's all sorts of ways to do this as well. So front right, front right. We've got that. Front right, two motors. Front right, blue and thing. Now, the next stage now is to set up the need to set up this slider since we already set up that, but let's see if this is set up anyway. Let's see what's in there. Front left and slider 2. This is where we have a problem with, because if it's saying front left slider 2 is already set up, this is only for one wheel. What we need to do is we're going to copy all this again, because it's all for front wheel. Front left, front left, right. Should be front left. Here should be front left. I don't know what happened here, why I got R there. Should be front right. Okay, that's front left, that's front right. Now with that in mind, that there's no slider for these ones, although we got the motors and the prefab over here, it would be good to organize this wheel package to function like what this one is doing. So to do that, it's the same trick again what we did before. We just want to copy, highlight all this and make duplicates of them. Now upon making the duplicates of them, we come in here where it says front right, we're going to change that to left. Put left there, and there put left as well. Left should be front left here. Front left. Then this is motor front left to motor front right. Now it should be all front left, just like it is here. Front right, front left. Not front left, this is second slider. Adjust front second. Now this should be in terms of motor rather than, that should be motor 1 front, should be motor 1 right, motor 1 right. Should put the right in the front so it's not confusing. Let me label it that way rather. Adjust motor 1 right. Should be adjustment motor left. Adjustment motor to right again. So right wheel. Right. Seeing that also this is the same. There's no label motor 1, label motor 2 for this one. Motor 2 front right. This is front left, I guess. Then this is front right. Motor 1 front right. Motor 2 front right. This is front left. Front left, front left. Like I say, it's better to put them at the front so they're all uniform. So this is front left. take off the front part of it. Leave this circuit adjust, and let's take this also off from there, and leave it just front left, and take that other piece in the front and leave this as adjust. So there, that should be in line with what it's supposed to do. So when we go to set up the labels, let's take this off again. Front left motor 2 label. Still says motor 1 on here, but it's supposed to say motor 2 on here. Okay, and let's do that motor 2. Let's take this off now. It's motor 1. Alright, these are the labels here. So nothing will be sort of confusing if things are labeled well. However, that's how it is on there. So we are going to yeah, let's set up the adjustables now. Adjustable motor 1, which is the left one. Let's talk about this. So we go on to the left side. I think there might have been a mix-up on the front. Adjust the label here, and then the front adjust. Motor adjust right, motor adjust right. So what do we do with this? Okay, this one that we said motor 2 adjust. What you go with motor 2 there? This one, something is up with it. Let's take a look at what it says on here. Saying left motor, so this one should have the correct motor inside it. Here's a component here. Motor left. No, that's right. Let's see if you got a component, the driver in there. Still got the motor driver in there. Then we go and we put motor 2 on there. And that will give us this one. Motor 2 right adjust, that's the one there. That's what it's supposed to, although it's got the prefabs for the motor left. Should be the motor right on here. To make things work a lot better, let's do it correctly. There, get the motor 2, then we get the motor right front. Let's get the motor 2 in there. Now that should do. And we just set up that motor 2 correctly. So we go to here, we set up this one correctly too. What do we do? It's motor 1 front left. It's got a prefab for the right one. Should have the left one in here. So let's set it up so things work well. Front right motor 1 slider, which will give us front left again, and front left is right, there it is. So that's set up. Now I want to set up adjust 2. Adjust 2 has got the front left sport tire there already. Go into here, we take motor 2 for that, and then we take that, adjust from motor 2 left. There you go. So this should be set up in there. Now the problem is it's not, although it's set up, it's not separated properly. So you can't exactly adjust. When you're adjusting all of them at one go, and they'll all start spinning. So let's do this again. We are here. Let's get this up here and sort this out now. There's a lot of mixing up there. Let's see. That's a front adjust. Motor 1. Motor 1, I want to take it right up there. Adjust, and then the label for that will go up there. I want to make sure that says motor 1 and the slider 2. And that's the second one. That one, that's for the second motor. But what we want is adjust. That adjust. Motor 2 adjust. Which will go here. Then we'll take the motor 2 label. Right. We want to make sure it's saying that on there. Now, when it comes to this one, there's obviously going to be some changes now. Although here it says label motor 1 front left, here it's still saying front right. See, so it should be an L there. Right, and here should also be saying front left. This one said front right. Front left, front. No, that's where the problem is there. This must say front left. Okay, that's a good one. Then we will change the text on here now. The color of the text, we put blue on this one. We also put blue as one. Put blue on this one. Okay, so that should be good to go, that it's well separated and it's made that. So to see what's happening in the game mode, let's see if it's gonna work then. Let's put the actions into multiplayer and see what happens. So it's doing exactly what we wanted. This is for the motor front, motor 1 front left, motor 2 front left. Let's see. This is a blue motor, right? And this is the green motor. Okay. Now we need to go into the code. So this is doing what it's meant to be doing. Now the final thing is, since we made all this up now, we need to go into the code and adjust it so these wheels go forward and reverse. Now how are we going to do that? We need to find where and which part is belonging to which. Now this is only for the slider, what we have over here going down there, right? And then I'm assuming that to make it go forward and reverse, we'll probably need to take this in there. Alright, and we'll cut it there, and we'll put a 0 on there, and then we'll try this on here. Alright, same thing we're gonna do on here. Just do this. Hopefully it works one time and I don't have to adjust the other one. I'll just copy that and put it on there. And there. Okay. What has happened here? Doesn't like something on motor 2. Motor 2. No, then this is of course gonna be motor 1, because you can't have that too. So because I copied and I pasted it, that's why it's doing that. Because you got motor 1 and 2 there. So we've added that up. Now I just save that, save the script, come back here, wait for it to compilate. Yeah, it's that adjusting would be making. That's what's bringing up this error here. This what these flags here. Let's just clear them and let's see where the motor, which direction is going to take. Oh, I didn't stop it from playing. I'm going to go back and save that so it can come into play now. Let's see. It's not going to compilate because it's already compilated or compiled. Let's do this. Where are you? Yeah, here. Ah, let's see. You're going to go forward or back? It's not really doing anything, this one. It's dead. Wow. If you ask me, that is a shock to find out it didn't do anything. It's not doing anything, so obviously it doesn't like that. But strange. Let's just see what's going on. There is something wrong with it. Should be multiplied by delta something. Yeah, this is not right. Must multiply. My typing must be wrong with that there.